fellow men and women of culture, I have to ask you a question. Did any of you, perchance, pull off the entire dick destroyer December? And if so, did your penis detach from your body? And did you turn into a cute girl? If so, I might have the game for you. And if it's not the case, but you think that's interesting, I also think I have the game for you. Shinobu is the only girl on a boys' school island. This is a fucking mouthful. It's about a boy named Shinobu, who collected a bunch of books together with his friends and is thus granted 3 wishes with very specific restrictions. This must have been the weakest wish-granting spirit in all of fiction, since he could only grant 2 wishes, out of which one was to transport a bunch of porn books to the island, and the other to turn our protagonist Shinobu into a girl. But it wasn't really a wish, it's more a thought he had. But he quickly realized that, oh wait, if I'm the girl, I can't fuck me, because of the simple reason that I don't have a pee. But the other guys would be ugly, most likely. I could be the only one who could pull it off. So I guess he has to take one for the team. Before he could tell the spirit his 3rd wish, which would have been to turn him back, the other boys stole all of the books to prevent him from ever turning back. And this is the premise. You have to try and get all the books back, so you can undo the 2nd wish if you so desire. The combat is very RPG Maker-esque. It's nothing out of the ordinary. And the same goes for the overworld. You have a typical attack prompts during combat, and you have a, as you are used to probably if you have been around the internet, overworld that is very 1980s. There are also 3 different colored orbs spewing around the island. One of those is a blue orb, which always continues the main story, a red orb, which always contains loot events, and there are also green orbs, and the green orbs are really where the money's at, because you can get some very nice equipment out of it. So let's talk about the sex scenes. That's what you're here for, right? Probably not by now, but just stay with me. The sex scenes are also typical RPG Maker. They are very static, with beautifully drawn CG in the background, and an explanation of what's happening via the text box down there. Sometimes if you lose a fight, you even get a CD for what happens after you fight, usually containing the Rance thing, but the game tells you in advance when this is the case. And here's a quick reminder, you can't get the CG unless you lose the fight. So if you want all the CGs, don't win every fight. You have to kinda think about it. Is it worth losing the fight, not getting the money or XP? Because those fights generally give good XP. But on the other hand, it's not a difficult game to beat. Let's talk about the music. In terms of music, there is nothing of note. Really, I believe it's typical RPG Maker stock music. Although the developer certainly chose some of the more rock-esque tracks. In terms of characters, we have our main character Shinobu, who seems rather confident in their own abilities, but is also very much at ease and quite willing to experiment with the new equipment. Then there's also Yuta, who's the fucking goat. He is for real the best character. Not only in terms of characterization, but also in terms of combat style. He's the kind of guy you would want in this kind of situation. I mean, he tries to help you get back your original body and is not constantly trying to fuck you and or fuck you over by sabotaging you. Then there's also Kogami, but his character falls kinda flat. He's mostly just there to be rude and spouting exposition, and I don't like him. Did you know that there is post-game content in here? Yes, there is post-game content once you've beaten the game. The second basement gets unlocked. I didn't fucking know we were playing the final. Why is that? Also, you can recruit the final boss to your party. And contrary to what you might believe, he still sends his victims to different worlds because he hits like a fucking truck. So, do I recommend that game to you? Well, in all honesty, I think it's okay. I'm also okay with wasting 2 to 3 hours of my day on a game that I'll be playing once or maybe twice. But this is once again a game that you have to decide whether or not you're gonna play it or even think about playing. But if you are interested in playing this, there is an entirely different question you should be asking, which is where can you even get that game? Which, in all honesty, once again, a very good question. Because I can't tell you the answer to it. Why can't I tell you where to get the game? It's simple. I found it on a USB stick and I don't know where I got the game from. It's in a memory so far behind me that there's no way in hell that I could ever remember where I got this game from. I seriously have no idea. But I can sort of distract you guys by giving you a different question you can think about, which is it gay to fuck your best friend even though his Y chromosome turned into an X? Surely those are the questions of our time, because it's probably not gonna take much longer until you can splice genes. That's the weirdest and most alloy foil head thing I've ever said in my entire life. But think about it. It might actually happen. And with that weird thought, with that tangent, I'll bid you farewell, I guess. Maybe we will see us at the end of this year again, because God knows I'm just not consistent with uploads. And I hope I see you in the next H game with you.